All right, and welcome back to another Megatron draws today. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different because I kind of realized that I kind of missed out on Mother's Day, like celebrating Mother's Day, at least on the interwebs, so to speak. Obviously, I did it in real life, but didn't really do anything special for it on this channel. So I decided, you know what? Because I was working on this sketch of Rita, the Elastic Woman from DC, not to be confused with the Elastic Woman from uh, The Incredibles. But I was working on this sketch. I was like, you know what? I also kind of want to do an Arella, Roth, Raven's mom. So I thought, this might be a good time to kind of just like catch up on the Mother's Day sort of a idea. I think I made her waist a little too thin here, but we'll fix that in just a minute. But yeah, it's like, it kind of works. So it's kind of do these two drawings for the day, and then we'll save the other two DC character Titans characters for next weekend. I think I had next weekend off, or at least the Saturday I think I have off, but I think I work Sunday. So, but yeah, so we got our Elastigrl. Now, obviously, she is Beast Boy's sort of adoptive stepmom in the comics, as well as in the cartoons that we see her in. So, yeah. So we'll get started on Rita, and then we'll do Arella Roth, who was actually a Raven's mom. So it's kind of Beast, so we're doing both Beast Boy and Raven's mothers today. So and I have a few other sketches here and there. I might show off at the end that we could do for next weekend stream. So I think I'm just gonna do these two for today's stream, just specifically. I just want to go for a really short stream today. So a few things I want to do today. So without further ado, let's get started. Obviously, we're doing pencil and inks because I haven't really had a whole lot of time to get anything ready for colors yet. I did do a few transfers last week, so I might get around to them this week. Maybe you can get some colors done for, well, maybe next month. But I kind of want next month to be the diorama month at some point. So I'll get that last shelf in my bookcase finished, so that I can do a quick little collection tour. Those are always fun. And apparently they get a lot of views on my channel for whatever reason. It's like people like toys. It's a thing. So oh, just better open the comments up so I can see when people drop in. So I'm not too familiar with like Rita or Doom Patrol too much. I only know a little bit, but I do know that she was married to Mento Steve, and obviously because I know quite a bit about Beast Boy, she was his adopted mother, and she kind of helped raise him when they kind of took him in. And so she kind of became like a mom to him. And I think that she actually taught him, because I think one thing about Beast Boy is that he's actually an actor, and he got those skills from Rita because she was an actress at one point as well. So that's kind of how they kind of work. And hey, Deadman, good to see you on the road. Nice. Yeah, I'm doing a little Mother's Day stream, kind of, because we're doing Beast Boy's stepmother as well as Raven's mom. So it's be a lot of fun because we kind of missed out on Mother's Day. Didn't really have anything to do for that. Didn't really. So making up for lost time. I think I made her eyebrow or eyelashes a little too crazy here. I'm going to soften them up. Supposed to have a very, very homey sort of feel. That's what I'm kind of trying to go for with her. Whereas with Arella, I think that she's gonna have a bit more of an exotic sort of nature to her. The way I draw her eyes. But with Rita, you kind of want to go for a bit more softer eyes here. Some more rounded edges and stuff. but still striking. Because she's a superhero, so she needs to have a bit of a striking sort of presence to her. All right. No, I did go for her original Doom Patrol outfit. I think it was her original one. It's the one with the red and the white. Okay. And she's kind of like a really, really classic sort of almost like a 50s girl sort of hairstyle, sort of vibe to her a little bit. All poofy and wavy and stuff. But yeah, so she used to be an actress when she, before she became a superhero. I think that's kind of how her story worked. And she kind of passed along that sort of knowledge and onto the Beast Boy. And so he became an actor at one point. I think it was in some movies, at least in the DC universe, at some point. So yeah, Beast Boy, he's kind of had a really interesting sort of history, which you kind of saw a little bit of a hint of in the Teen Titans cartoon, where it was in the, I think it was in the episode where Starfire goes into the future, and you kind of see obviously it's kind of a dystopian future, but you kind of, there's a part where she meets the Beast Boy, and he kind of mentions how, you always, even though it's a very, very sad sort of scene, he kind of mentions that you always wanted to be part of the show business. But for those who saw that episode, it's kind of a kind of a heartbreaking episode, because you find out that because of Starfire's absence, the team kind of fell apart, and so they all kind of disbanded and all that, and really seemed to hit Beast Boy the hardest, him and like Raven, and so it's kind of a sad thing to kind of see, Beast Boy just all alone. He's kind of out of shape as well in that episode. But yeah, in that whole little scene, though, he kind of mentions like, I always wanted to be in show business, so it was kind of a bittersweet sort of thing. Excuse me. All right, we got a basic sort of shape for her hair. We'll obviously go back and kind of give it some more detail in just a minute. Right now, I kind of just like, at this stage, I kind of like to just get the overall sort of shapes down and outline it, and then we can kind of go back in and add all the little details and stuff. So bring that one there. So I'll grab the eyes here before I forget. Oop, get a little, I'm gonna come up a little bit short. That's okay. I'll fix that later. Camera does not like to focus for some reason. It's okay. And you kind of notice I'm not really 100% keeping to the lines here. These are just guidelines here. So you don't have to be beholden to your original pencil lines, because if you feel like there's some, if you want to go in a different direction with it, or if you think a certain look will look better, knock yourself out. It should be good enough. But yeah, so I think that she had kind of like stretchy powers though with the Elastigrl. So she's very, very similar to the one from the Incredibles movie, at least in that sense. Ooh. And not just that, but she could also like grow in size, so she could become like a giant sort of a chick. So kind of like a little bit like Giganta from DC as well. A little bit. Just give her a little belt buckle here. That's some extra little lines of interest to the belt there. Oop, I went further. Should. Oh well. Okay, I think we got the important lines in, at least for her. It's gonna be a quick one here. That's okay. Okay. Just gonna erase a lot of this. We don't need these pencils anymore. Just gonna clean her up. I think I'll do the same thing I did with Beast Boy. Just kind of tie them together and just do a little like comic book panel sort of thing in the background for her. Just kind of tie the two together. Hey, Kronos. Well, it's never too late to start becoming an artist. All you gotta do is go to Walmart, buy some paper, some pencils, and some erasers, and then have at her. Obviously, there's more to it than that, but it's kind of just the basic rule. Just you gotta practice. Yeah, that's where all it really comes down to. Just like any other skill in life, it's like if you want to become a good pianist, you gotta play piano. If you want to be good at video games, then you gotta play video games. Just simple as that. But a lot of people just kind of make things a little more complicated than they need to. That's why a lot of people don't really get into art. It's like you just gotta put in the work. That's all it really is. Been doing this for my whole life almost. So it's like what's your excuse? Just get to work. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you want to get good at guitar, then you gotta play guitar. It's just like any other life skill. You just do it enough, and eventually you'll get good at it. Or at least semi good. No, not yet. All right. Now, I left these lines here kind of a little bit lighter on purpose. I didn't erase them fully because I want to make sure I use them for my inks here. So I didn't want to go over them 100%. Because Rita has brown hair, so we can use a little more darker sort of shades here. when we ink her up. As opposed to a character like Black Canary who has blonde hair. You want to kind of be a little lighter on the inks. Unless you have like heavy shadows or something in the drawing you're doing. But not doing that here with the Rita. Just fill in these eyebrows. Real quick, just get that out of the way. Do a Chitara. Well, I'm kind of well, we can think about doing stuff like that. I'm just going to be doing this one and the Arella today, though. So I have some things I want to do today. So we'll be doing this one, then we'll kind of end it off on Raven's mom right here. So, yeah. Don't know why I haven't drawn her yet. Like, seems like a no-brainer for me to do that, but I need to look it up because I think that she has gloves. I need to see if I need to draw her gloves poking out there. Just gonna pull up some reference. Make sure I get it right because that's what we do here. We are accurate most of the time, anyways. Elastigrl DC. Not to be confused for the Incredibles Elastigrl. Two different characters. Just had the same name. Okay, so she has a skirt thing. Okay, she has gloves. I'll just do a little bit in her. Like, kind of come up to the wrist, like at the very end of the wrist. I don't really have to do that. Yeah, I don't have to. Okay. All right. Let's get Beast Boy's mom going here. I guess this kind of is our little Mother's Day sort of celebration stream. So I didn't really do anything for Mother's Day when I was on Twitter or anything like that. I was like, I was still like just I don't really go on Twitter as much as anymore. So, but I was like, you know what? It was Mother's Day a couple weeks ago, and you know, apparently it was a stepmother's day at some point, according to the missus. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. That's perfect then, because because Rita's technically a stepmom, and then Arella is a biological mom, so it kind of all works out. All right. So fill in the strands here. Hair is usually the most fun part to kind of color and ink for me, at least. Yeah, there's a day for everything. Apparently, there's a farting and burping day or whatever, for whatever reason. It's like some people just it's like, can just like anyone just make up a fucking day now? Like today is I don't know, hot dog day or some shit. Probably is a thing too. It's like people have no. You must have a lot of time on their hands to come up with these weird ass names or days. Wow, upside down. Yeah. I try to draw from different angles. It's usually best way to kind of draw certain to get certain curve lines or whatever with your inks. or pencils, whatever you're using. Well, it's kind of hard to do that with the binding here. It's kind of annoying. Gets in my way a little bit. That's okay. We got steady hands. So now, because I like to do gray tones for my final inks, we're doing that right after we've finished all the inks here. So we'll add some of our gray pens to it, just gonna give it a little bit extra flair. That's how I roll. Now, I used to actually use a Pentel brush pen for doing that, but they're really hard to find now. And I have to buy them online if I want those. So I just decided, I just got these Faber-Castell ones from Michael's, and they seem to be working fine. So not really worth it to spend like $14 on a fucking pen. So well, I could just like spend $30 for just one pack of these guys. So get more color, shades of color out of it. So which is kind of good because it kind of allows me to kind of differentiate different like textures, like different texture. Whether it be skin, hair, the costume colors. It's very useful. I'm just kind of doing little random ink lines because hair is random most of the time anyways. It's like really sleeked out or have some sort of work done. Okay, should be good enough. Let's get a slightly bigger pen going. That was a little too big, so to speak. Now, first I'm going to do is going to kind of go through all the areas that are going to be blacked out because of the shadows. So we're going to kind of just do a nice little drop there. Just do a little outline around the edges of her face because the shadow would be casting down on her, especially since this is a brunette. So the brown will kind of have more depth to it. All that. Hey, Power. Good to see you. What is hair? Other than a song. That's the thing that's on your body. That's what hair is. Unless you're Lex Luthor or you get a waxing job. How are you doing, Power? Good to see you. Trying to get these streams kind of up and going more frequently because I've been away for a little while because of doing a lot of road trips lately for work. So, but it's good for me. It's good for me because it gets me good money. And I'm trying to save up for a trip next month or next year. So kind of want to go to Hawaii. I haven't really figured out exactly what I'm going to do there yet, or how I'm going to get that going, but I'm going to try. If not, I can always just kind of keep saving and figure out a different plan, or just go somewhere else entirely. But I've always kind of wanted to go to Hawaii, just kind of get away from it all, just escape on a little island, look at mountain, or look at the volcanoes, the lava, all that jazz. Heck, we might even actually visit the areas where they shot Jurassic Park at. That'd be kind of cool. See where they shot those movies. Right. I saw the song. Oh, Top of Head. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do another shadow around her little headband here. Fill out. Beach Boys song. Got it. I don't really listen to Beach Boys, so I wouldn't know. But what's up with you guys? What's new in you guys' lives? Actually, last weekend, I actually went and saw the 40th anniversary special for Transformers, the original cartoon. So they brought. So it was a lot of fun. It was a really fun little event. They kind of did where they need food. That's fucking fantastic. We all need food. But yeah, it's a really fun little event. They showed off the first 4 episodes of season 1, which was a lot of fun. And also but for the very first episode, they actually did a script reading of the original, the very first episode. So they brought back Peter Cullen, Frank Walker, Dan Gilveston, and a few other people there, like Greg Berger was there. As well as some new talent, because they needed, obviously, because not all the original voices are still with us. So they're putting in a few of the newer talent to kind of do the voices for characters like Starscream or Jazz and all them. But it was a fun little thing. Oh no, it wasn't the movie. It wasn't the movie. It was the first 4 episodes of G1. And so for the first episode, they did a little. It was more like a kind of a they did a new script. They kind of they re-recorded their lines basically for that. That was just for the first episode. And then obviously the show kind of continued as normal after that, but it was a really cool little thing. And it was kind of funny because there was actually a part where they actually showed some of the bloopers, like the behind the scenes stuff. We saw like Frank and Peter just make each other laugh and stuff. Good times. Good times. Yeah, for those who don't know, I don't know. I actually don't really go to the theater very often anymore, just because I don't really like. I'm just not really a big fan of a lot of stuff that's coming out from Hollywood now, so I don't really go there very often. But for certain events like this, I kind of couldn't really pass it up. It's Transformers. It's old school. Can't really go wrong with that, you know. So yeah, lots of fun last weekend. And I also watched the Godzilla and King Kong movie actually on a digital release, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. I mean, it's kind of stupid. It's pretty stupid. I mean, it's a fucking monster movie, so it's not supposed to be fucking Shakespeare or whatever. But it was a lot of fun. You know, I actually really enjoyed that movie. I have actually been really enjoying like the King Kong of the MonsterVerse. I think it's kind of a refreshing take on the character. Seeing a more heroic side to the monkey. Dare to be stupid. Exactly. Yeah, dare to be stupid. But I think it's kind of why the MonsterVerse movies are kind of as big as they are now. Because if you really think about like the way Hollywood has been kind of, if you really think about the way like Marvel and like DC have been kind of handling their heroes and stuff like that, you know, it's kind of I think the reason why the MonsterVerse is becoming as popular as it is because they actually are kind of portraying like Godzilla and Kong as kind of heroic in a way. Like, not that they're like 100% like like Boy Scouts, like because they're monsters, but it's just like they're being presented as heroes in a heroic manner, and I think it's kind of like a refreshing thing because if you really look at the way Marvel, DC, or even Transformers is handling a lot of these really iconic heroes, like were meant to be, a certain way, and it's kind of refreshing, I think, for some people, and that's kind of why I think they've taken off as much as they have, as of late. It's like, well, because it's like you're not telling any more heroic stories because like all your heroes now are selfish assholes. It's like they made Superman a whiny dope in Man of Steel. They made Luke Skywalker a bum. They made Optimus Prime an asshole in the new Transformers movie, apparently. Just like all this deconstruction stuff. It's just like, it's like I know it might not be accurate 100% to the way the MonsterVerse is supposed to be portrayed. Maybe in lore, I don't know anything about the lore behind the MonsterVerse stuff. But later, Kronos. See you around. But yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about the MonsterVerse stuff. But the most I know is just like the movies I've seen, which isn't really a whole lot, to be honest. But I think that's kind of a reason. But I think that just because the fact that they're the only like real like movies out there actually trying to tell like heroic stories, it's kind of, I think it's part of the reason why they're so popular now. I think that's what I think that people are just kind of sick and tired of these half measure type hero stories, where they're just not really living up to any sort of ideals and whatnot. Yeah. Not that Godzilla and Kong like stand for anything like the way Superman or Batman do, but it's like I think it's the spirit though of those stories that kind of count. I don't know. Just something that's kind of been on my mind past couple days. Thought I'd share it. See what you guys think. All right, I think I'm gonna go with the hair. We'll kind of fill in the top a little bit. There we go. little bit too bright up here, but who knows? Maybe she's in a very bright sort of room where the light's reflecting her in a certain way. Who knows? All right. I think she has a black belt. If I'm not mistaken, or a brown one. So check real quick. Oh, no. Okay, I think it's a purple belt, actually. Yeah, it is. You know, we can still do like a little black sort of shadow here. We'll come in with a different, like gray, fill it in. Well, our main inks are kind of done now. So we can go through and add some gray tones now. I think I might just ignore the skin for now, at least. We'll use a warm gray for the hair. That's not warm gray. This one is. Because warm gray is kind of like a brown almost, kind of like almost a brownish sort of gray. That's why we're going to go with that for her hair. But I might add another shade, just kind of add some extra depth to it. So I think I'll use like a pencil for the skin tones. I think I might do that instead. We'll try something a little bit different today. Just to give it a little more. Because you always want to experiment, you know, when it comes to any form of art, really. You never know what might actually be useful for you. There we go. So throw in light little lines, not too much, because I want to still have some like little highlights poking out. Make it more interesting, and yeah, it's a little more shiny. It's kind of the idea behind doing that anyways. Because Rita kind of strikes me as the gal to kind of really take care of her hair. So even though she's on call for missions all the time, she always makes sure she looks good. So I think my pen's starting to give pretty soon, but that's okay. I bought an extra set of these pens a week ago, so I'm just sitting and waiting for their moment to strike. Okay. That should be up for the hair. Now, let's see. So she has white. So I think for the white parts of her costume, I'm going to go with a cool gray. And then for the red parts, I think I'll just stick with the warm gray. Maybe I'm mixing a different shade with that. So the red is kind of on the side and the white's in the middle. And then the dress, or the skirt rather, here is red. So I'm just going to map those out. You know what? I'll just leave the white parts white. I'm not going to bother with gray tones there. I'll just leave that the way it is because I want to use the cool grays for the purple on her belt and her headband. He's purple. Okay. Just making sure. That's what we're going to do. Might come in with some pencils, though, for the thing there. Actually, I think I made the belt buckle a little bit off center, but that's okay. Can always fix that in the final version. This is the kind of how I work. I kind of do all the original inks here on the sketchbooks, just because cause I tend to make more mistakes at this stage, so it's kind of a lot more efficient or a lot more practical to do it this way, where I have all my original inks on sketch paper because it's very cheap and not wasting a nice sheet of Bristol paper in case I make a big mistake or something like that. And then I will take the original inks here and then I'll kind of transfer them over to a new sheet of paper, whether it be Bristol or a blending card, which I actually ordered a new set of blending card. So got that coming, I think should be here next month. And I also ordered a light pad, or a brand new one, because I wanted a slightly bigger one than the one I already have. So I really got to start bringing my light pad to work trips. That way I can actually work on some things as I'm out and about. Get some pieces ready for color. That way I can come back to this channel all ready to go and do some more coloring. Because I haven't been coloring in a fucking while now. It's been a while. I miss it. I think the last thing I colored was like the Disney princess stuff. That was about it. So yeah, it's been a little while. Coloring's the best part, at least for me. Less stressful part. Move my fucking mouse. It's in my way. Okay. Bring in my cool gray. Use cool gray on her lips real quick. Just do a little highlight there, or lip there. And I'll add a cool gray to her eyes. Okay, and then I'll do her belt. And then do her headband. So we're just kind of do a shadow sort of around her hairline here. First and foremost. Okay. Just a little highlight around her eyes. Oh, I better get that ready. Get my pencil crayon out. All right. Let's see here. You know what? These guys, because I'm not going to use them today. All right. Using my pencil to kind of shade the arms. I don't know. I think it might be better to actually just do the shading on the white parts of the costume and just leave her skin all pearly white. That makes no sense. I'll just do a few shadows here and there on the skin. Right. I think that's almost good enough. Just gonna do a little bit of shading around the hair there. I'm just gonna kind of erase just a little bit. Just take off just a little bit, not too much. Just gonna kind of soften the pencils here just a little bit. Okay. right, we're getting there. Let's see. All right, we want to do the Beast Boy back. Let me see how I did Beast Boys. I have my original sketch in here somewhere. Okay, let's see how it is. So I think on the drawing for Beast Boy, I drew the box here, but since this is kind of covering that up, I'm gonna put the box right here. It's a little comic book panel. This kind of just make the original inks here just a little more interesting to look at. So this is also kind of connected to the Beast Boy one because they are kind of mother-daughter sort of thing. So just to make it a bit more uniform. Oop. Let's touch that up in a minute. Trying to do. Let's move. This. Should go over it. And just kind of move this over. And then we're just going to outline. A nice black panel here. Okay. Let's get my pit marker pen juice in her. Yeah, a little bit. You know what? I need the other pen I have. Hold on. It's still got ink. There we go. Yeah, it's dying on me. We'll buy a new one. Yeah, so this is the new style pit markers. That's kind of the same size of nib. So I bought them in a store downtown area where I live. So I might just stop by there at some point. I do need to get some new Copic refills actually. Just something to kind of finish off the collection. My goal with my Copics is kind of get all the refills for the markers I already have rather than just buying new markers. But I'm almost there. Almost got all of them, I think. It's been a while since I've actually been there. But I have a whole, what's kind of cool is about Copic is that they actually have a little app they can download to your phone and where you can use that, kind of keep track of all the markers you have. So I have that as well as like a little list, a written one I have. Because I tend to remember things better when I have both the physical list as well as a digital one. It gives me a sense of security. So you're more likely to remember something when you write it down. All right, this one's kind of dying on me, but we'll power through it. Yeah. Finish it off with this. It's India ink. It's in these pens here. Hey, misses. And Disney Springs. Holy shit. Hope you're having a good time. And happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to you. Kind of following up on your stream a couple of weeks ago where you talked about it was stepmother's day, so I kind of figured, you know what? I kind of missed out on Mother's Day. And so I was just like, you know what? I have this Rita, who is a Beast Boy stepmom, and then I have this sketch of Raven's mom, Arella. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a stream with these two fine ladies. So we're gonna be so I finish up Rita here. We'll be moving on to Arella Roth, who is Raven's mother. So that'll be a lot of fun. Just have a little bit of Mother's Day sort of special here today. And then next weekend, we'll move on to the other Titans we kind of promised last week. But I was like, you know what? I just kind of decided last minute. I was like, you know, let's just do this. Let's just do these two for the day. Give the mama some love. All right. Just want to add little squiggly lines here and there. Make the background more interesting. There we go. Boom. And that does it. Just gonna tidy up these lines here. I didn't really want to go for too long today. Just have a few things I want to get done today because I've been away from home for a couple of days. So I just want to kind of clean up a bit because it's kind of messy down here. So I want to do some tidying up around here while I can. Be a responsible adult for once. All right. There you go. So go over these pencil lines with white just to add a little bit extra depth. All right, there's Rita, aka the Elastigrl from the Doom Patrol. Before we end off, we gotta sign my name. And since she has a red costume, we'll use a red pen to sign my name. What day is it? It's the 5th or 25th. Always forget to put the actual date or sign my stuff. Isn't looking for is whatever. And there we have Rita. So she's pretty much done here, at least for now. So we move on to Raven's mama. So yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna get my bearing straight. So I inked this a couple days, or penciled this a couple days ago. So look at her. Now she has kind of a more of a longer face than Raven. Like Raven kind of has the, at least because I'm going by the cartoon version. Raven has more softer sort of rounded sort of face at the end, or cheeks rather, and so. But Arella had a bit more stronger sort of cheekbones, more longer. So that's what we're going for today. Keeping their hair sort of style kind of the same, but it's a little bit different because she has a little bit longer hair. So just gonna have that coming down here. Now she has a very, very simple design. She has just kind of wears like a basic sort of white cloak around her with a little hood on the back of it. So it's very, very simple drawing here. So that's why it was kind of a quick one to do. I kind of just have her hands sort of folded inwards, like kind of grabbing each other, like with the sleeves and all that. So they're kind of just inside. So just give her a bit of a sort of peaceful sort of vibe to her. Because she's a very peaceful sort of gal. Very, very calm and all that. I'll fix that line later. I'm just gonna kind of do this. I think she has like a little bit of a belt between her waist here, so I kind of follow through on that. It's a black, simple sort of belt around her, so let's do that. And yeah. Finish off her hair, and then we'll kind of go into the facial details, and then go from there. It's gonna be a very simple drawing, I think. Here, very, very quick one. But I want to go for didn't want to go for too long today. Okay, so we're gonna kind of give her a bit more of a exotic sort of look with her eyes, kind of more angular. Yeah, she should look. She is the daughter of a mother of Raven, after all. So she should have a bit more of a striking sort of design to her. And like Raven, she has a little chakra stone on her little gem there on her forehead. Oop, I went too far off her nostril or the bridge of her nose there. That's okay. That's what white pens here are for. All right. Should do it. I just kind of thought about having her hair kind of swoosh up this way, but I figured, it doesn't really fit with her character as much, I feel like, at least the way I kind of depicting her here. I think that just going very, very simple, very, very sort of a somber almost with her hair made the most sense here. Just kind of just draping down around her rather than just being all swooshy and stuff like that. If this was Starfire, I'd be doing it a little bit differently. I'd probably have her hair a bit more vibrant, a bit more lively, but with Arella, I kind of felt like, I think it might be better this way. So here's the eraser here. Needed eraser's not doing the job. I think I'll just go for the basic sort of cloudy background I usually do for these kinds of characters here. Get a very Azarath sort of a vibe, almost. I don't know a whole lot about Arella. I do know that she is Raven's mom, and she's human. And then her, but her father is where her demon sort of heritage kind of comes from. That's where it all kind of comes from. But her mom is purely human, sort of. And she was kind of coerced by a Trigon into. I'm not going to say it because it's not really safe for YouTube. But she's kind of a grape baby in a sense because she was coerced into having Raven, but I don't think she regrets it. Unlike any woman regret having their baby, but then again, circumstances might not be the most ideal though. It depends, I guess. All right. Get that hair going. Make it look nice and pretty. I think we'll use a cool gray for her hair. Quickly throw in our shadows here. Have to tidy up your face in a little bit. All right. Right here, you kind of do whatever you want with the highlights at this point in the drawing. I'm not the best at when it comes to like picking your lights or light sourcing and whatnot, but just do whatever feels natural. It's just a little messy here. It's just best to go all black, just clean it all up. Okay, that's pretty good for the hair. Use gray tones, kind of fill them in a bit more. See which one's darker. So kind of like that. I actually kind of had a thought the other day. It's kind of just like more of a headcanon type thing for Teen Titans, but I always kind of felt it'd be funny if there's ever an episode where the other Titans like got to meet Arella. Like maybe they go to Azrath or something like that. And I thought it'd be kind of a funny idea if Arella just like absolutely loved like Beast Boy's like sense of humor because the whole thing with Beast Boy and Raven's relationship in the cartoons is that he's always trying to get her to laugh and smile and all that. And so she always makes fun of him for his jokes and whatnot. And so I thought it'd be kind of funny if there was an episode where they all went to Azrath and met Raven's mom. If there's a part where he's like telling Arella a bunch of jokes and she's like cracking up, like just laughing her ass off at all of his jokes. I thought it'd be kind of a funny little idea. Kind of little thought I had it in my mind a couple days ago for whatever reason. I was like, you know what? That'd be kind of funny. That'd make for a really funny scene, I feel like. But that's just me. I'm just a weirdo. And it would be kind of an interesting sort of dichotomy because you have Arella, who is like, because like with Raven, she's not really allowed to show a whole lot of emotion because of her powers, because her powers kind of stem from her emotions. So it's not that she doesn't think that Beast Boys are funny; she just can't express it. Instead, of be kind of a little funny sort of idea. But that's just me having a little headcanon moments. But I think she ended up dying in that show. I can't remember what happened to her. I think she was only in like one episode to like give Raven some advice, and that was about it. So, would have been interesting to see her come back in some form or another. But yeah. All right. I'll pull my cool grays. So I'm using it on both. Actually, I think her inner costume is going to be black. So I'm going to grab that real quick. So inner like shirt there kind of is black, but the rest is all white. So we use cool gray for both the skin and the white of the costume. But I'm going to come back in on the skin tones with a pencil crayon to kind of make it a little bit different looking from the rest of the figure. That way, her face kind of stands out from the costume or the cloak. Okay, there's a grab her cloak. Got all the important spots like the shadowed lines here. This pen's you can feel it. That's the last legs here. Hopefully it doesn't die. Still need you. I might add just a little bit of a layer of warm grays to her skin tones because she doesn't have a gray skin the same way Raven does, at least in the cartoon. Because in the comics, she actually had, or in the cartoon, she actually had paler skin. She obviously she was still human, whereas Raven is kind of a demon human hybrid, basically the way she's kind of depicted. Now in the comics, Raven did have more fair skin. But the show kind of depicted her as having gray skin, just kind of give her sort of more otherworldly sort of feel to her, you know. Okay, just gonna grab the warm grays real quick. Might be a little much. But once I grab the pencil and run it through this, it should be fine. Our belt. Okay. Run a pencil through her real quick. Oh, and I better give her some lips, actually. Dark shade, and I'll bring some cool gray. Just to cap her off. Like my kneaded eraser, just gonna kind of fade out the pencil lines here to give a nice sort of smooth edge to it. Grab my ink bottle, which I think I'm running out. Been using it so much lately. There's a lot. Jesus. Start on one side, work my way to the other. It's gonna work all the way around her. Quite a bit out of this one. So I like the texture here. Kind of gives her a otherworldly feel, even though she is human. Right. Almost done. It was a pretty simple one today. You know what? Short and sweet. Short and sweet. I have to add a few extra little details here and there. Just adding little extra little details, whatever I can think of. Oh, let's get her eyes. Can't forget those beautiful eyes. Eyes are the window to the soul. And there we have Arella. Oh, I should probably color in her little gem here. Oh, sparkly bit. Just make it stand out. All right, I think we're done for the day. It's pretty a shorter stream than usual, an hour and 30 minutes. That's okay. Short and sweet, as they say. And let's grab a marker. We use blue this time around. Let's sign my name. And it's 25th. There we go. There we go. Try to get into the habit of actually writing down the actual date or when I actually draw something. So, yeah, there's my Mother's Day sort of themed drawing. So we got the Arella, and then we have Rita, the Elastigrl. So yeah, this is a fun, short little stream here today. I'm gonna go live for a bit. Originally, I was gonna do. I'm gonna show those off while I'm here. I had a few other ideas for this weekend, but I decided to change plans a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's right. Because I moved a lot of these drawings, a lot of the ones I did last week around, but I have this like Beast Boy and Raven one just kind of coming together a bit more. I kind of figure out the pose a bit more, just need to kind of tighten up a little bit. But we also have this Kyle Rayner and Donna Troy piece, and the rose right here, and and the Raven with the glasses from Nevermore, the yellow cloaked one. So yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. I don't know. Yeah, for some reason, I really like Raven with glasses. It's just cute to me. So, like, Knowledge might be my favorite out of the emote clones from Raven from the Nevermore episode. Something about her just is just cute to me. So I might do that one next week as well. So we might do this one, Rose, and these two, and maybe the Beast Boy and Raven one. We'll see. Might do it all, but and I have a little sketch of Tracer I was working on my work trip the other day. Just a little sketch there. And some eyes, because I do that when I'm bored. Kind of test out different eyes. This is actually kind of a Raven eye right here, kind of from the cartoon. I was kind of just testing out different ways to draw that. And then this is more of a Beast Boy eye. And this is more, I guess, more Disney sort of themed eyes here. Inspired, just kind of trying to nail those. But yeah, so on that note, I think I'm going to call it a wrap, you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for stopping by, Power, Mrs. Kronos, and Dadman. It's great to see you guys all here, and we'll see you guys next weekend, hopefully, in case plans change. But yeah, just pull out a clip to end us off on.
messages.